Good morning. I'm going to lose my mask, keep yours, but again, this week we have our friend Alan Goto recording the service for us at some distance, about 30 feet, and my wife Kyoko's joining the service at more like 50 feet with masks. So excuse me for not wearing the mask so that you can hear the chanting. This is our Shotsuki Hoyo service for the month of August 2020. So I'm going to chant the Sanbutsuge, and then I will walk over to the other podium and read the names of those loved ones who we know have passed in the month of August. I thank you for watching this service. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Da Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Da Butsu, Namo Da Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Da Butsu. Busatsu Daimuryo Jukyo Sanbutsuge Kogengi gi Ijin Mugoku Nyode Enmyo Muyo Tosha Nichi Gatmani Shuko Enyo Kaishnonpe Yunyaku Jumoku Nyodai Yogen Chotei Murin Shogaku Daion Koru Jippo Kaimon Theojin Sam-mai Chie Itoku Muryo Shusho Keu Juntai Zennen Shobuten Hokai Gujin Jin no Kungongai Tai Mumyo Yokunu Te Sonyo Munin Oshi Jintoku Muryo Kukun Kodai Chie Jinmyo Komyo Iso Shindo Daisen Ganga Dabuten Daisho Ho Kado Shoji Mifuge Daten Fute Joi Kainin Shojin Yode Sam-mai Chie Ijo Gote Toku Button Fugyo Shigan Isai Kuku Ithadayan Keshi Ubutun Yakuten Nokuman Uryo Daisho Shunyon Goja Kuyo Ithai Shito Shobutun Funyo Gudo Kansho Hugyaku Hinyon Goja Shobutun Sekai Bufu Kage Mushu Satndo Komyo Shisho Henshi Shokoku Nyode Shojin Ijin Nanryo Ryoga Thabutun Kokudo Daiichi Goshu Kimyo Dojo Chozatun Kokunyo Naion ni Mutoto Gato Aimindo Daten Isai Jippo Raisho Shinnaten Shoujo Itoga Koku Keiraku Annon Kobuten Shinmyo Dega Shinsho Otsugan no Hi Rikisho Shoyoku Jippo Te Son Chie Muge Joryo Shison Chiga Shingyo Keiryo Shinshi Shoku Dokuchu Gagyo Shojin Ninju Fuke Namandabu, 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 Namandabu. Ganiya shikudoku, Jodo sei isai, Dohon no dai shin onyo an ra koku. Namanda budamanda, namanda bud, namanda bud, namanda budamanda. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Da Butsu, Namo Da Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Again, thank you for viewing this service. This is our Shotsuki Hoyo service for the month of August. I will read the names of those who we know have passed in the month of August. If you lost a friend or a family member in August and would like to have them added to our Shotsuki Hoyo list, there's no charge for that. We'll be happy to do that. But these are the ones we know, friends and family who have passed in the month of August. Akita Sawako, Arai Fumio, Arashige Matsumi, Babaoka Misako, Fuji Ruth Reiko, Fujimori William, Fujimoto Edward Hitoshi Fuzzy, Fujitaki Tom Takashi, Fukumoto Ritsu, Furumoto Fusae, Goto Chiyoso, Hamada Hiroshi, Hamano Yukie, Harabe Mikio, Hayashi Mika, Ige Gien Catherine, Ito Haru, Kamoto Hoichi, Kawahara Kumataro, Kawamoto Aki, Kawamoto Rikizo, Kawamoto Toshiko, Kawasaki Toshio, Kimura Kiwa, Kitani Kazuo, Kobayashi N, Kobayashi Kenjiro, Konishi Hisato, Konishi Jo, Konishi Kanichi, Koro Hakomi, Koro Kotaro, Mikiuchi Osamu, Marumoto Satsu, Masumoto Kunizo, Matsumura Shima, Miyagishima Mariko, Nakamoto Hatsuyo, Nakano Hansuke, Nakano Miyako, Nishiyama Izumi, Ogawa Kameichi, Ogawa Kansaburo, Ogawa Michio, Ogura Kazuko, Okada Kuni, Okada Ryoko, Onishi Ikuo, Oshita Aki, Otani Atsushi, Otani Junichi, Otani Shizue, Oyama Kansaburo, Sakahara Mei Yaiko, Sakai Miyako, Shigeno Kazue, Shimoda Kunisuke, Shinmoto Miyokichi, Shubo Itsuyo, Sogi Otomatsu, Sugasawara Hanzo, Tsunada Kanzuaki, Takenaka Kenichi, Tanigawa Tamayo, Terazawa Masaichi, Trimmer Irene, Tsuchiya Koto, Umeta Sueno, Yahara Fusakichi, Yamaguchi Dozo, Yamamoto Kiyoshi, Yamane Kamekichi, Yoneda Hitoshi, Yoneda Keiichi, Yoneda Yuku, Yonesawa Kiyoko, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. I will deliver a Dharma message now. I want to emphasize that this simple way of understanding the Jodo Shinshu school of Pure Land Mahayana Buddhism as a way of living with trust and gratitude is a valuable way of living with trust and thankfulness. There are a lot of important ideas that all Buddhists share, and we do talk about these things. Once the pandemic draws down, we will resume in-person study classes Tuesday evenings and Thursday mornings. Come out to those study classes, and we will talk about interdependence, emptiness, dependent co-origination. We'll talk about all the complex stuff. It's important. These are important ideas. But any genuine form of spirituality has not just general principles and highfalutin ideas. There is a specific focus on day-to-day living from moment to moment. And for Buddhists, our foundational principles include interdependence, the deep connection that exists between all living things in particular. But the specifically Jodo Shinshu way of Buddhist living is to trust in the vow of universal liberation, trust in the vow of Amida Buddha to deliver all beings to enlightenment, to lift all beings out of suffering and into the light, into goodness. And on the basis of this trust, to simply live with thankfulness or gratitude. Now, again, there are general principles that all Buddhists share, and these are important: interdependence, interconnectedness, impermanence, the impermanence of all things. This is always true. Everything is just for a while. These are important perspectives on life, and these will be discussed in these classes when we resume them, and lectures that we sometimes post here on YouTube and on our Facebook page. Sometime in the near future, we will hope you will be back on Tuesday evenings and Thursday mornings to discuss all the more complex concepts in Buddhist tradition, which are fascinating, really, as we get into them. However, for day-to-day living, Buddhists need simple ideas, more direct ways of putting the Buddhist vision into practice, and this is where living gratefully comes in. Feeling grateful and living thankfully is an almost universal human capacity. Gratitude is not a uniquely Buddhist virtue, but Buddhists have our own distinct reasons for living with thankfulness. And it all starts with not feeling entitled. A problem a lot of North Americans have is that we walk around expecting all the best, feeling like we deserve pleasure, happiness, fulfillment, a long life. If we feel we deserve all the best, why would we be grateful for anything? If we realize that the world doesn't owe us anything, then we can really live with some gratitude for the goodness that does come into our lives. Even little things. Attending these services. I'm sorry that there's only the two of my friends here this morning and you have to watch from a distance. Simply attending these services. When will you be able to attend this service again? When will you be able to even view this on the TV again? We don't know. How many more opportunities will I have to speak to you like this? I do not know. About a dozen years ago, there was a movie called The Diving Bell and the Butterfly about a man who had a stroke in France. A completely coherent he has all his memories, he can think, all he can do is blink one eye, totally paralyzed and completely aware. And he lived like that for a year. And in the movie, they keep telling the guy, oh, this is very unusual. Actually, in Portland, one of our members was a brain surgeon. She said at the time, she had 3 patients with this condition. You're totally aware and you can think and you can't move or do anything. It's a sad thing, but this gentleman in France, he wrote a book about his experience. By blinking, all he could do was control one eyelid, and he blinked it twice for no and once for yes. He had a secretary, and he wrote a book that way. And it became a movie, The Diving Bell and the Butterfly. And striking to me, this locked-in syndrome, when they asked him, when he talked about what he missed, it was very simple things. He said he missed being able to run his fingers through his son's hair, rough up his son's hair. What a simple pleasure we have in life, and we take it for granted day in and day out, My older son's 22. I can't rough up his hair anymore. I clasp him on the shoulder. I can still be a little more physical with my younger boy and reassuring him. It's a great pleasure to be able to rough up your children's hair. It's not forever. You have that possibility for a while. What do you have in your life that is impermanent, good, precious? A lot, right? A lot that's in our life is impermanent, good, precious. Whatever it is, don't take it for granted. Appreciate it. Express your gratitude for it. Perhaps say the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu in gratitude. Live in memory of all the treasures that have come into your life, all the people who have passed away who made your life better. This will make your life better. This is August. Did you lose someone in August? I just read the names. I stuck my grandmother's name in there. My grandmother died in August 1979. I don't even recall the day, but it was August of 1979. We weren't close, my maternal grandmother, but I remember walking through a parking structure with her when I was about 5 or 6. It struck me because I'm 71. There weren't that many parking structures back then, right? I mean, it was kind of unusual to be in a structure. I think it was a school. I think there was a school carnival or something, a friend of my sister's. But we're leaving this school carnival, and we walk through this parking structure, and my grandmother sees this car. I think it was an Oldsmobile, a gray Oldsmobile around about, this would have been about 1954. And she says, well, that's a dignified-looking automobile. And that stuck in my mind, There's something there I need to know. What did I need to know? Well, in adult life, I remembered what I saw at 5 but couldn't articulate. That the one thing my grandmother wanted in her life was to live with dignity, just to live with simple human dignity. And it was very hard for her. She had a very hard life. She lost her husband at the age of 24, had a 6-year-old daughter to raise, and this automobile clicked, something in her mind clicked. That's a dignified-looking automobile. I want my grandmother to have a life of dignity. I want to find that life for her and help to give that to her. I can't do that right now, but I want to. What we can do right now is appreciate the people we still have in our lives, the things we still have in our lives. For the conceptual underpinnings of love, of gratitude and trust, come to the study classes when we're full bore again. Watch the other talks up on the net now. Not just my talks, my colleagues, some very good talks. My friends in Arizona, watch the talks by Reverend Lin Sugiyama, by Von Magnan Sensei, by Michael Tang Sensei. There's a lot of good information out there, and do try to understand it. But in the end, we have to have a simple, direct way of living. And our simple Jodo Shinshu way of living is to trust. There is a promise. It's extended to us. It's extended to all people. We will one day. We will wake up thoroughly to the truth. We will help others and enjoy doing it. It's going to be good. It's going to be all right. We will one day. And right now, we will simply try to live lives of some gratitude and appreciation and do our best not to get in the way of others. I will close the Dharma message and the service on this point. Please do appreciate the persons and the things that make your life good. Most of them are impermanent. Most of them are just for a little while. Taste the flavor again, Aji Wow. Taste the flavor of your life. In closing, I will ask those who are of a mood to join me in saying the Buddha's name, first in English translation and then in Sino-Japanese. Perhaps just a few times we will say the Nembutsu together. We rely upon the source of limitless wisdom and endless life. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.